You're watching the Bucs Bonus pregame show on News Channel 8, your official Bucs station. Here's J.P. Peterson.
Well, as many of you might know, John Gruden used to coach here in Philadelphia. He was the offensive coordinator. He had a son here in Philadelphia, young Michael. You would have to say that he has kind of a love-hate relationship with this city right now. Of course, the challenge for John Gruden right now is to somehow find the formula, the magic, to repeat as Super Bowl champions. Earlier this week, I sat down with the coach for our weekly one-on-one. All right, Coach, first of all, I guess this is a definition of a game with juice. You're coming back here to Philly, the scene of the crime, as Rondé just called it, and this is going to be Monday Night Football against a coach who you know and is a tremendous challenge. Just your emotional feelings heading into a game like this.
Oh, I'm excited. You know, it's the opening day of the NFL season, and being in the national spotlight on Monday Night Football against a team that is outstanding, obviously gets the juices going.
Yeah. Coach, talk a little bit about Shelton Quarles and not having him in there. He's a tremendously versatile player, can play the run and really improve the run defense, and also gets back into passing lanes. How does that affect how you play defense, or does it?
Well, you miss Shelton Quarles. He's unique. He's extremely fast. He's a leader, and he's an outstanding player. Last year in our home opener was Shelton Quarles' first game as a middle linebacker also. What we need really is Nate Webster to play like he's prepared to play. This is a fine football player in year 4 of the system. This guy, we think, has all the qualities to be outstanding, and we're going to try to call the game as if Shelton was in there and assume a lot of the same outcome, because we think a lot of Nate Webster.
Coach, you are a self-described grinder when it comes to film work, and you're going up against a defense that has a lot of changes. How does that affect your game preparation, not having a lot of game film of this particular defense, and does it make your in-game adjustments even that much more important?
Well, it's a challenge. I mean, opening games are a challenge anyhow. You don't believe you're going to see all the things that they're going to do in the preseason, and you have to account for that. And you also have to account for Jim Johnson's history. He's an aggressive defensive coach, a lot of blitzing, and we will have several adjustments that could be part of the night. We just have to see.
Coach, last year your offense a lot more predicated on a controlled passing game, and now it appears the running game is much improved, and you've shuffled the offensive line. Is that an aspect of your offense that you really hope to get going this year, and starting with this game tonight?
Oh, we'd like to. I mean, a lot is made of our statistical ranking. I think we're, 23rd or 26th, somewhere in the 20s, but we won the Super Bowl, and we did that by playing very good offensive football down the stretch. Obviously, running the ball is a big part of success, in my opinion, in pro football. And Jason Whittle, Cozy Coleman, John Wade, 3 big guys playing inside, hopefully can help us do that.
And, Coach, talk a little bit about facing the Eagles in this particular situation. Obviously, this town is still thinking about that NFC Championship game, and their players certainly a revenge motive, you would think. How does that play into this game?
Well, revenge is what it is for them. We're not done getting our revenge either. We were knocked out of the playoffs by Philadelphia 2 years in a row. So we have our own agenda also. I mean, we take things very seriously here. We're nobody's sparring partner. We're not coming down here for them to beat up on. I can promise you that. We realize we've got our hands full, playing a great team and a hostile crowd, but we feel like we have every reason to be as excited to play as they are.
Coach, coming off a Super Bowl, is this something you try to instill in your team? That I heard Brad say it the other day, we're not the hunted. We want to continue to be the hunters, and we're not going to go into any game feeling like we're the ones that have the target on our chest.
Yeah, well, you don't want to walk around feeling like you have a bullseye in your chest, everybody's taking shots at you. You don't want to walk around and be blitzed. You want to do the blitzing. You want to keep attacking, and that's what great teams do, whether you're the defending world champion or whether you're on the cusp of becoming one. We have to stay aggressive in our mindset and in our play, and that's certainly a goal that we have.
John Gruden talking about his aggressive nature for this football game and the season. Indeed, Roy Cummings of the Tampa Tribune joining me now. And Roy, one of the key positions in this game, obviously free safety for the Buccaneers. It's the last line of defense. Dwight Smith gets his first start there tonight, but he might not be the only Buccaneer playing that position tonight.
Yeah, you're right, JP. We're going to see Jermaine Phillips tonight probably get about 20 plays, maybe a little more. Depends on how the game goes. But what happened in training camp in the preseason games, he played so well that he earned significant playing time. We've seen the Bucs do this before with a lot of players, and it's not a case where Dwight didn't flat out win the starting job, but Jermaine Phillips earned himself some significant playing time, and he'll get it tonight.
Roy, John Gruden is the master of the mismatch. He always looks to get an offensive player with superior skills on a defensive player that may be a bit slower, not as physical. In terms of the Bucs running backs, how do you think he'll use Thomas Jones, Michael Pittman, and Mike Allstott tonight?
I think you'll see Thomas Jones get about 12 touches tonight. He'll catch some balls out of the backfield. He'll run the ball, obviously. They're going to match him up against some linebackers, try to get him on the outside a little bit. He's also very tough on the inside as an inside runner. And then if they're ahead, you'll see Mike Allstott in the fourth quarter. That's what they want to do with him. I know fans want to see more of Mike, but they'll see him in the fourth quarter if the Bucs are ahead.
And quickly, breaking news, the media meal was very bad.
Cold cuts.
Cold cuts at the lake?
Cold cuts.
$512 million for the stadium. We're getting cold cuts?
It didn't cost us anything, though.
All right, thanks, Roy. All right, we've got much more coming up for you. We're going to take you in the trenches with Booger McFarland and Ian Beckles when we come back. Stay with us.